Hi guys, my name is Megan Delaney and I am going to talk about the ecological systems and gender norms in a society. This is referring back to chapter 8 in the book. The first thing on my list to talk about is the division of labor inside a family and inside the workforce. Inside a family, the woman is naturally going to take care of the children. She bears the children. She is going to be more of like a housewife where she cooks and cleans and makes sure everything is done by the time her husband gets home from work. Her husband's job is usually somewhere in the technology field, in a factory, somewhere where it involves hard labor, physical labor, and they're usually very intellectual and make enough money to support the family because the woman is not working. Those are traditional aspects. Now that the economy is changing, there are a little bit more non-traditional aspects. The men and women are both working, and even though the men are still working for companies with technology and manufacturing and things of that nature, women are becoming teachers, they're becoming nurses, they're becoming social workers, anything in the field that's human services and that it needs somebody who's compassionate and empathetic. Those also follow stereotypical jobs for men and women. Now that the division of workforce is changing, there are more men starting to become nurses, doctors, teachers, counselors, and even social workers. And you also see more women become or work with technology, work in a factory, do hard labor, because they feel as though if men can do it, so can women. The next thing I'm going to talk about is women's roles being less restrictive inside the workforce. And I would have to agree and say yes. Women used to not be able to do much of anything. They were considered too fragile. They were considered helpless. But now you see women, like I said before, taking on roles such as a construction worker or somebody working in a factory with big, heavy machinery. So I feel like because the economy is growing and different jobs are coming about, there's not enough for just men to fulfill. I feel like women are also taking on those jobs and vice versa. It's okay to have a male counselor. It's okay to have a male social worker. And in some cases, when they're dealing with youth and the youth is of a male gender, it makes it easier on them. Another topic I would like to talk about is women's roles in wealthy nations. Now, the gap between men and women is still a fairly large one, and it stinks because even though women are working in a high-class, wealthy neighborhood, they are still making significantly less than the men and can actually be penalized for making too much, which as a woman I don't think that is right at all. And my last topic that I would like to discuss is gender norms connected with economic change. And I believe that to be true also. Like I said, from back in the day, women and men, they knew their role. They knew what it was going to be. Now you have men working in women-predominant fields and vice versa. You also have, when both parents are working in the household, you have the men helping out the women because they're at work all day. So when they both come home from work, they're dividing the labor that is done within the house. Now, most of the time, the women are still helping the children with homework or they're bathing them or things of that nature. But there are also other things around the house that men can take care of, such as the landscaping and things that need to be kept up around the house. I found this topic to be interesting and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Have a nice night.